Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Woven Tales and, of course, to Going Medieval. Now, before we get down to business with today's episode, I do want to offer an enormous thank you to everyone who's been supporting this series with comments, with likes, with any kind of engagement on the channel. It has made an enormous difference, and I really, really appreciate it. Now, in the last episode, we have done quite a lot of work towards getting our Oak Brethren temple set up, but winter is just around the corner, so we're going to be setting this to a secondary priority. I still think we're going to finish it with the time that we have, and instead we're going to start looking at getting the kitchen and the Great Hall set up properly. Now, I have some plans for this, and the first of those plans involves taking away these walls here, and indeed these walls as well. Now I need to get down onto the correct level. Let's go all the way down so I'm not pulling things apart from different levels. I only want a single layer, please and indeed thank you. And we want to just take those out. There we go. Oh, wait. Okay, apparently that single layer is this one. Sometimes it is a little... I'm glad that it has these options available, but sometimes they're not exactly obvious how they're going to play out. There we go. Right, so let's get all of those torn down. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to expand the kitchen area out quite a lot. We want a reasonably large kitchen. Further to that, actually, we're also going to take away this window. Now, that does open up our Great Hall, but it shouldn't have a significant effect on the temperature. I mean, obviously we're going into winter, so it is going to get a bit nasty. You know what, we'll pop it back onto all layers. It's a lot easier to use. And we will further expand this out just a bit, just to match up on that side. Now, over here, this whole area here will become our new kitchen. And I'm thinking... I'm really, really strongly thinking of changing the flooring in here from wood to natural limestone, so flagstones, basically. But there is something to be said about having a perimeter in flagstone and then the center part in wood. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind on that yet. I think it would offer some a really nice visually stimulating look to the place. We don't have things like rugs or carpet, so having a way of having different kind of textures and different colors around, you've got to be a little bit creative to be able to make that happen. Now, work over here on this tower. It's gone quite well so far. There's still a lot of work to be done, of course, but I'd like to wait until all of the planned work there is complete before we do anything else. And of course, we are opening up our settlement to exposing it to danger. So I would also like these walls to be done rather sharpish if possible. Now, hopefully we'll get some peeps going outside to do some hunting soon as well. Let's actually check on the job priority. I don't think I have hunting very high at all. No, I don't. I could have Dr. Well, you know what, Dr. Lady Tara, this would be a good way for you to train your skills, and I'll do the same for Russell. Since you're both quite competent, actually, I'll drop them down to 3s. I don't want them to be your primary jobs, but if you could do them as a kind of a secondary job, that would be really, really, really great. And again, I tend to use the priorities in such a way that 1 is never really a priority. So 2 is my primary job for someone, their normal work. But 1 is something more of an emergency priority. I like to have that number 1 priority somewhere where I can quickly lay that down if something absolutely needs to be done right away. Let's fill out these walls. It's going to take a little while to get it all done, but hopefully we can get that all fleshed out soon. We've still got a bit of work to do over here. Looks like we are failing on a couple of the jobs, which is rather unfortunate, but we'll get there, I'm sure. All the while, work is being done on taking care of the various raider corpses. That being said, I don't feel that our flax field is nearly large enough. Winter held Woven Tales in its icy grip, so the settlers gathered around the fire on long, dark evenings. They needed to bundle up in warm clothing and heat their chambers to beat the chill. Well, that is the plan, yes. Now, we're going to expand this. Is that large enough? No, it's a little bit too large there, but we can easily pull this back. Now, that isn't going to be useful until next year, but hopefully we'll be able to get some more materials coming in. Obviously, hunting will give us access to leather, which is why I'm bumping the priority up a little bit. We want to get some more clothing wherever we can, but hopefully we can get all of that done reasonably soon. Now, we just need these walls finished, and then the keep is once again enclosed, which is going to be extremely important for us. They've actually done a really good job on getting the flagstone flooring in here as well. I'm really liking where they're going with this. Oh, fantastic work, Manu. Getting some more meat done. Will get us some more meals. And again, the leathers will be very useful. In fact, let's go ahead and check. Do we have any... No, we haven't got any winter clothes in production or available to us just yet. Sadly. That being said, if you're using... how much do winter clothes require? They require 80, whereas summer clothes only require 40. Well, you know what? We'll be finished with the summer clothes reasonably fast, and then they'll work on some caps, and then they'll work on some straw hats. The straw hats at least only require... Oh, that shouldn't be there. The straw hats at least only require... Hey, this is a problem with production. We don't have enough materials to make the winter clothes, so they're making other things, which then puts us even further behind. But for the time being, everyone does have some clothing on, so I'm fine with that for the now. As for the kitchen, still waiting a little bit on more... materials being hauled over. That's going to take some time, sadly. So looks like we're going to be on a bit of a waiting game. We're also still bringing in many items and then smelting them down or breaking them down, as the case may be. We're currently crafting another longbow, which is actually quite nice. You know what? Given that, let me quickly go ahead and check. We're going to manage some items. Once again, I'm going to go in and edit weapon. We're going to add a new one. Longbow. Specifically, we want to have only a longbow available. Though I guess a warbow would also possibly work. A masterwork bow? Wow, okay. I guess realistic, I should have bows and crossbows, quite frankly. But let's set this up for longbows for now. Well, I include these with that one. We'll once again drop this down to 51%. And that should be good enough. There we go. Dr. Lady Tara should head over and grab that where they can. Let's make sure that everything is set. Ooh. Malachi, are you okay there? Malachi is unconscious. What's wrong, Malachi? Are you too cold? Hypothermia. You're currently wearing... Yeah, it's summer clothes. Let's have a look at your potential temperature tolerances. 9C to 30C. What's it like in the room you're in? Let's have a quick gander. It is presently 11C inside. Okay, so while you're inside, your hypothermia is going to be okay, but we do actually need those winter clothes done as a rather high priority. Okay, well, given that then, I will pause making the caps. Just so that we can get the winter clothes done with whatever hunting we can manage. I really didn't want to have to do that, but given that the summer clothes are really not particularly good for our peeps right now. I don't believe that. Well, it was obviously better than nothing, but we can certainly help them out a little bit more. And let's hope that our hunters can get out there and take care of this. The wolves as well. We could actually take out a group of people to go grab the wolves. Ooh, you're not picking up that longbow. That's a bit concerning. Let's have a look at this and make sure that I've set that up correctly. Ah ha ha! Right, yes. Let me just go through and make sure I've set all of these up correctly, because you know what I'm like. Okay, I've double-checked, and thankfully nothing else was incorrectly set up, but that could easily have been the case. A few times now, that has been a problem, so thank you very much, all those in the comments who pointed out whenever that is happening, but there we go. We should be okay for now. Right, we've got a little bit more... Oh, no, actually, we've got all of the work done there on the kitchen. Fantastic news. Absolutely wonderful news, in fact. Right, well, let's go ahead and actually set up the kitchen proper. I think that would be very wise. Let's bring out a wall along here. We're going to strip away the walls down here. In fact, While it would mean that we have no food for a little bit, we've got enough meals for a while, so we should actually be okay. What kind of flooring do we want in here? Yeah, let's keep going with the flagstone flooring. Now we're going to want a door into the main the Great Hall from here. So let's actually take away one of these walls. We'll go with this one for now. We'll have a little door there. I guess in here we can now afford to have windows. So let's make that a thing as well. Let's normalize having windows when they're not going to be a problem for defenses. And then let's go ahead and pop down a hearth. Now we can, I think having a block fireplace would be, a hearth would be lovely. Let's pop that in there. There we go. And that's facing the wall over here. Let's grab some, I imagine we need pots and pans. Pottery shelf, sure. Let's pop something there. Pop something alongside the doorway as well. That would technically be enough once we've got a butcher table in here, because we do need the butcher table in there as well, be enough to make this an actual kitchen, which would be fantastic for our people. While all of that's going on, let's finish up digging away the wall there and make this into a proper kitchen. We'll want a door on the side, so let's get that in position. There we go. Ooh, oh dear. No wonder people weren't going over there to put down any walls. That was a bit of an oversight on my part. I didn't realise that that the floor was part of that construction. But there we go. I guess what that might have done actually is meant that down here is going to be quite cool as a consequence, which I'm okay with, obviously. Right, there we go. Let's get the last of this taken care of. Now, once this is up and running, we can immediately start using it, even though it's not going to be a part of a kitchen. We can now make pickled vegetables. We can use 3 preservatives to make pickled vegetables. You can make vinegar from various things, but we want lavish meals instead. I guess pickled vegetables isn't a bad idea, because you could pickle the vegetables and then use them in lavish meals later on if you particularly wanted to. Now, a lavish meal requires 12 cooking materials and 1 herb, whereas a regular meal requires 12 cooking materials. So it's just an extra use of the herbs, really. Until we have, let's say, 30 lavish meals, and then until you have, how much have we got over here? Until we have 75 of these. Well, in that case, let's take this all the way up to 40. There we go. And at that point, we're just going to break that one down. No more need for it. There we go. And let's start taking away these walls as well. There we go. Now the doors, we'll probably have the doors in roughly the same location. Now this will cause some of the flooring above us to collapse. That is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. And we're going to see that just dropping down constantly. Now I'm not sure actually if we get back any materials from that. That's an interesting one. Perhaps I should account for that and instead manually deconstruct them, just to make sure that we're getting the construction materials that we used in the construction of the walls. Oh, okay, never mind. Quite a lot of things just fell down all at once. Well, that was a bit of a shame, but okay. Let's just use the hotkeys. Makes this 1,000 times easier. And bring that all the way back to the wall there. Right, we want to get rid of this flooring. And honestly, where are we going to put this? I don't know. Where we will put the brewing stand is a good question. I'm thinking we kind of want a separate building for the brewery. I think that might be a better way of doing it. Given that this is the end of this area, we'll actually pop down some basic flooring around it. We might even, you know what? Sure, we could do away with this and have a stone staircase going up to the next level. I think that actually might be quite cool. Right, I'm sorry peeps, we need to get rid of this for now. Right, we want to bring over the butcher table as well. We can tuck that in right there. We can also have an extra wall there. I think that will allow us to place a torch or something there, which will be quite nice. And there we go. And finally get in the double doors. There we are. Perfect. Right, we want to tear away the flooring here, so we can replace it with the flagstone flooring. And that should give us everything that we need. for quite a lovely kitchen. Now, it's going to be incredibly cold, especially through winter. We're going to want a metal torch, I think, on the wall there. And in addition to the flagstone flooring, I think I would quite like to have a large brazier right there, just to keep the warmth in here. Add a couple more of these just to make this place look well used. Something like that. I think it will be lovely. There we go. So we've got a nice proper way in, a front door, and then a side door into the Great Hall. And I think that's going to make for an absolutely wonderful effect. Right, let's get the stairs going up, though. And we can pop those right there. And just fill out the flagstone floor right along there. And there we are. Now, we're going to want to add a roof, obviously, for this to be classified as a room. But once that's in place, that should be perfect. Right, go ahead and pretty much forever, the moment you can, butcher, please, and thank you. We can have a couple more of these outside. I don't think there's anything we can do about this this stairway here, and I'm okay with leaving it there for the time being. But thinking back on this, it would have been nice if there was a way to fill in the ground with clay soil. That would actually have been quite useful if we could correct those sorts of mistakes. But while all that's going on, let's go ahead and address our temple construction over here. Now, we have to be careful at this point. We're already 4 wide. We can't take it wider than that. So, what I'm thinking is something along these lines. I think this will give us a very nice natural look. We're not going to pop down any paving or any flooring. I think we want this to be as natural looking as it can be. And to that end, we're not going to replace the background tiles. We're not going to dig in and place down any kind of stonework or anything like that. I think this will look absolutely fantastic, though, once it's done. Let's go ahead and get the shrine decorations. There we go. We will want some torches and, of course, some braziers to keep this room nice and warm. But that shouldn't cause any cave-ins, because one of the things that I think a couple of people have misunderstood about the way that structural integrity works is that all tiles are impacted by structural integrity. So as I'm digging under here, these large earthen and stone blocks up here can collapse. Now, I'm not 100% on stone, but definitely soil can collapse as a result of structural integrity diminishing. So in here, we've got at widest 6 tiles, which can be maintained. So that shouldn't cause us any kind of problems. We're already seeing that the stability there is 2. Stability here is 2. So we're just expanding that out by 1. And any building can exist as long as the stability is 1. You can't have a stability of 0. And if you, after the fact, change that stability, the building will simply collapse. Now, with that done, I'm thinking maybe we could have 2 smokers over there. And get rid of this smoker. Yeah, I think we will. We can have these 2 smokers just outside the kitchen. I think that makes a lot of sense. Right, now with that in place, we will have up top here a brewing area. I think that will be fantastic. We are going to need to get rid of this wall though. So let's do that now. And then we can replace it later. Once again, we are going to want, well, actually, you know what? We could have a double stairs going up and have a door up there. But I'm thinking a single door would be fine for now. Let's see how many windows we could pop in. In fact, let's do away with that. We'll have double windows once again. So windows on the top and the bottom in exactly the same spots. I think that will look nice. We could similarly have a door onto an upper level within the Great Hall. That actually might look really good. We'll have to have a think about that one, though, I think. Let's pop a door in there. There we are. And then pop down. Now, these ones are definitely going to be wooden floors. Let's get all of that across there. And that should give us an absolutely wonderful room. Once again, we've got 5 wide at any point, so the stability should be maintained. However, I could easily go ahead and pop down some bracing beams just in case we need to, but I don't think that's going to be a requirement. Now, one of the other things that we can do at this stage is pop down some windows if we really wanted to. Let's have a look. What kind of windows could we have? We could have a a structural support maybe every 4. Sure, why not? Let's go ahead and do something like that then. So we've got 4 wide structural supports. These ones on the outside, I think we'll have the roofs immediately on this. So we'll pop these roofs just there and there. And then once again, well, actually, that being said, I'm going to want walls against which I can place my my brewing stands, and I don't want the windows to be in the way. So actually, for the time being, let's just go ahead and build this out and forgo planning any further decorations for the room just yet. Let's see where we place the brewing stands first. And for that, I'm going to want to give them a little bit of time first. Oh no, a cold snap. Severe frost turned the ground to iron, ruining planted crops. Trees split, birds froze to death, and rivers became solid ice. That is unfortunate, because not everyone is wearing warm clothes. That is actually incredibly unfortunate. Can I have a look at textiles? What have we got? Very little. Okay. We're going to have to see if we can get some more hunting on the go then. Let's have a look. There are wolves out there. I am getting more and more desperate to have to take care of those. Over here, if I want to be able to hunt anything up on these levels, I'm going to have to build a ramp myself. Or rather, I'm going to have to build some stairs. Let's go ahead and grab... how much clay and brick have we got? We've got plenty of bricks. We've got an awful lot of clay. So clay it's going to be. We'll pop a little ramp there. We'll pop a little ramp here. Now, that does mean that anything that spawns up there can then access our lands. And I'm not sure if things will spawn up there if it can't access us. But for the time being, I think that's a little bit more important to get that going. How much wood have we got? 3. Okay, well, that means we're going to be chopping down another crop of trees. There we are. And that should take care of all of the wood needs we have for the floors in here. For the time being, at the very least. There we go. And I want pretty much do it forever. If we've got fresh meat, smoke it. We can always turn that into meals later. But having it smoked is just going to give us so much more time with that. Where is Pepsa? Pepsa is unconscious in bed. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm absolutely okay with that. Bilal is tending wounds, apparently. Malachi needed a bit more tending. But generally speaking, it's a bit of frostbite. It's not severe frostbite, though, which is very fortunate, because there's not much that we will be able to do if your leg fell off. There we go. This is not RimWorld. We don't have bionics, sadly. But it is the way of things. Okay, well, we're going to leave this to be built for now. I would like to have our fully functioning kitchen done before we start on any more projects. So I shall bring you back when we've finished work on the second floor and we're ready to start looking at where we're going to put in the brewing stands. See you very soon. A ferocious swarm. A relentless stream of wolves poured into Woven Tales, teeth bared and eyes aglow. Whether their sudden visitation resulted from hunger or playful destruction was unclear. Brandishing tools and shielding the stock, the settlers had to drive them off. Okay, now that's quite a few. Unlike RimWorld, these aren't... well, they are manhunting, but they're not as a result of rabies or anything like that. So the meat is good, which is great, because also the leather is good. But we are going to now need everyone indoors. So let's get everyone to... which is the warmest room? Probably this one, actually. Let's draft everyone. Everyone inside, please. Absolutely everyone. Except for Malachi, who is currently being tended, one would hope. You can rest. We are going to deal with this in a very active way. Because, frankly, we need... all of the furs that we can get, so that we can get some more winter clothes and people can stop struggling so much from the cold. Malachi, oh, really? Could you carry Malachi in? Thank you. That'd be grand. Much appreciated. It doesn't seem that everyone got drafted, which is a bit of a pain. But there we go. Now, at the very least, you're indoors, and thus safe to some degree. Now, the wolves aren't going to simply make a beeline for us. That's not how the wolves work in here. Let's get you down there. Now, Belial, I believe, is our top doctor. No, actually, Russell is our top doctor. So, Russell, care you to go and tend to Malachi. That would be brilliant if you could. But we are then going to be heading out. Now, we're going to need both the melee fighters as well as... Now, yes, they will kill everything else on the map, which is actually kind of good, but they'll also eat it, which isn't as good. Right. Russell, let's get you down. We are going to need everyone together for this one. Now, it is quite cold, which is quite bad, but we should be able to deal with them. Let's get down there. Now, they shouldn't rush towards us. We should be able to take them out. So, Russell, how about I pop you up here? We're going to use our melee fighters to lure them in where we can. Dr. Lady Tara, Manu, Pepster. You know, we don't have to worry about them shooting back, so we can safely just have our archers out in the open as long as they've got clear line of sight to the enemy. That's the only thing that matters here. There we go. Get yourselves in position. Now, if you three could hold tight right there. Let's have a watch. Now, our archers should be able to do stupidly good damage against them from here. But I would like to direct your attention to any of the attackers that are coming our way. Now, is everyone? Yes, good. Just wanted to make sure they are now all facing that target. Good, good, good. Come on. Great. Right, you three should be able to handle a single wolf there. You go for the others. There we are. And hopefully we'll be able to finish them off here. There we are. Missed on that one. Let's have a look at you. You're almost dead. Dr. Lady Tara, what's your kind of range? I think realistically they all have the same range. Or maybe not. No. Oh, well, actually, thinking about it, that makes sense because they're further back in some cases. Let's move some of you forward then, so that you can get some better sights on incoming wolves. There we go. Well done. We're just going to lure them across, and our fighters are going to take them down as they approach. Keep it up. This is fantastic training for their marksmanship. And the nice thing about these wolves is they are considered enemies. Draw back a little bit. Let's not go right up because we will get all of them to attack us that way, which is not exactly what we want. Get in there. Now, I've not really seen instances of friendly fire right now, so I'm perhaps playing a little bit faster and looser than I would if I knew absolutely that this was a thing that could happen. But right now, we should be okay. Keep it up. We've thinned their numbers out fantastically well so far. Now, this would otherwise be quite a problem, but right now, honestly, this is amazing for us. This couldn't have happened better. All right, there we are. Let's get in there. No, they're already down. Hostile animals, yes. Almost all dead now. We are luring more of them across as time goes on, but this is causing our marksmanship to just rocket up right now, which is fantastic. Russell just turned 34. Happy birthday, Russell. Many happy returns. Let's get in there. Make sure they don't get to our archers. Well done. Actually, if you guys could just move into position here, this seems to be the best location for you to engage them from. And that leaves 1, 2, actually 3, 4. Never mind, I can't count. Let's get everyone a little bit closer. And my melee combatants can bar the way. That will do very nicely. Get involved. There we go. Our archers are on their way down. Now, this is going to be a bit of a nastier battle because they're all kind of ganging up. We may have jumped the gun a little bit there. I should have waited for more of our archers to be in position. Oh, actually, did Riven Knight just get shot? Pierced leg muscle. Now, that could be from a wolf's bite, but it's hard to say. Either way, though, well done, Woven Tales. We managed to deal with that in record time. Now we've got so many corpses. Oh, so good. Please don't just all run away. Please. Okay, Riven Knight, you can. Bilko, you can. Can you haul these wolves in, though? Let's grab the closest ones first, since you've already been out for so long. No, don't deconstruct it. You've already been out here for a long while, so I would rather you get indoors and get warm as quickly as you can. Let's have a look at this. Can I get you there? No. It seems to really struggle with activating any job that is... perhaps it refuses. Oh, there's no stockpile space. Okay, well, fair enough. Well, we should be able to very quickly turn all of those wolves into food, and then following that, more meals as well as more winter clothes. Now, you've all done a fantastic job. You deserve congratulations for that. By the way, our temple is on the way, and our temple is actually now one of the warmest places on the map. Nature is providing. Fire is absolutely natural. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe the clay half, less so, but fire, 100% natural. It belongs in that shrine room. We're also starting to dig down to the next level over here. Oh, we got some gold there, nice. Simply because we are now starting to run out of available rocks, which is a bit of an issue. But there we go. Let's hope that we can get the butchering all done. We haven't yet finished off this room just yet, which is a bit of a problem for me, but hopefully we can get that done rather swiftly. Let's have a look down here. Many corpses down there that do quite badly need to be brought in and dealt with. Hopefully our chefs will be able to take care of that. That would be Bilal. Well, Bilal is going to focus on construction, but Manu will absolutely take care of the cooking as soon as Manu is available. And it looks like, yes. Oh, no, sorry, that was Bilal. But there we are. Manu immediately chopping up some of the wolves. This should get us to the point that we can get more items made relatively quickly, because that is an awful lot of wolf pelt represented out there. Now, obviously, we got quite a lot of work hauling in the rest of them, as well as the ones that the hungry wolf pack, the wolves that the hungry wolf pack slew. We've still got some more hunting to do as well, but I think I'm going to just allow them to pick their own priorities for a little while. But we have almost so near now finished the actual kitchen room, and that's going to be a big thing for Woven Tales, I would say. How much wood have we got? We've got loads. We've got loads of wood. We don't need to worry about that for now. We have finished one of the stairs, and we are now going to be working on the second. Once that's done, that's one of the furthest away construction jobs that we have that we need to worry about for the time being. So that will actually be great to see going up. Now, how much meat is on the floor in there? Probably a decent amount. Oh, there we go. 7 lavish meals just sat there. Fantastic work. There we go. Some more meat as well. All right. We've only got 4 more tiles needed before this room is done. Oh, okay. I want to see how much morale you get for eating that one. 8 an exquisite meal plus 8. My goodness. That is almost enough. That one meal. Look, okay, sometimes I'm worked so hard that I just pass out in the middle of a snowstorm. And that's kind of a bad time, you know. I'm not really fond of that. But, however, I do get really good noms. You really can't overstate how important those noms are to me. So, yeah, you take the good with the bad. It's like, really? Okay. However, someone unconscious there? Oh, they were picked up. Never mind. Oh, no, there we go. Russell has passed out once again. But to be fair, people are managing this reasonably well. I'm actually quite pleased to see how quickly they respond when one of them goes down. And with that, Malachi has finished the roof of the kitchen, or rather the ceiling for the kitchen. I am super happy with this. Let's go ahead and have a look down here and see how much of an effect that's made. So it's almost half again as fast for our hearth and our butcher table. That is absolutely marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Now, this gives us an opportunity at this point then to have a look and see what we want to do with the brewing stands. Let's go ahead and see how we can fit these in. We want a few of these if we can, just because brewing takes so long to do. Getting those set up there would be wonderful. Now, I believe that these require well, let's actually have a look at the rooms. I think these would count as just a workshop. A blacksmith, brewer, no, doesn't have brewing there. What about kitchen? Any other workshop or shrine of bed? So butchering table and stoves. At least one armorer's table, bowlier's table, blacksmith forge, blacksmith forge, 2 blacksmith forges apparently. Woodwork bench, stonemason bench, or sewing station. It doesn't look that like we can make a workshop for these, so that's fine. We'll just go ahead and place down some furniture in here. First and foremost, we would like another brazier. We can have that one just behind the door, I guess. In fact, we can have them over here, almost flanking. And even though it's not going to be necessary, I would like to pop some, maybe, so the kitchen tool shelves in there. I think that'll make for a really nice room. There we go. This is going to be marvellous. Now, we're going to have no windows on this side as a consequence. That said, though, I guess I could have a look at how tall they are. No, I feel that because it would be in front of this lip, if the windows were small, high-up windows, I'd be okay with it. But for now, I think we're just going to go without... Ooh, I hadn't noticed that problem there. There we go. But this is going to be fantastic for us. It's going to give us so many more things we can make. So first and foremost, I would like beer being made. Pretty much until you have 50. Edit, we don't want to use wood. I am okay with using coal or sticks if we have them, though. Following that, we would like ale, once again, no wood, and again until you have 50. And finally, we want rough wine until you have 50 once again. And of course, actually that one doesn't have any fuel used. It's just you just need the actual components. Ooh, are we making winter clothes? We are. Thank goodness. We finally have enough leather in the store. How many more carcasses are there to bring in? Actually, a couple more carcasses. So we might be able to get a second leather item. Is someone going to take Russell to bed? I'm not going to force it. I said that's a lie. I will force it. Oh, thank God. Oh, no. Russell took himself to bed. You guys suck. I was praising you before, being happy with how much you cared for your fellow colonists. Then you just left Russell there in the cold, unconscious, until Russell finally got himself up and carried himself off to bed. You scallywags, a lot of you. Well, I mean, I can't entirely blame you, but still. I feel that was particularly poor form. Right, let's have a look down here now then. We've got a much larger room that we want to set up. So, let's go ahead and dig out the cellar all the way back. And then we're going to set in the support struts first. And then finally dig back the little tires. Now, part of this is because, as a lot of people have pointed out, the heat simulation in the game isn't particularly advanced. And by building any unnatural floor type, and likewise for walls, it reduces the cooling in a room because it insulates it further. I mean, that's true in real life. The problem here is that this game has no way of making an ice room. You're just digging a hole in the ground and hoping that that's good enough. That's not how people would preserve their food traditionally. In medieval times, the local lake. There's no water in this game, so I can appreciate why that isn't a mechanic right now. But there's snow. We could be shoveling piles of snow down there, but that's effectively what would happen. You have a manor house, or indeed a castle. Then the basement, the larder, would be you'd have your servants go out in the middle of winter, and they would just basically cut massive slabs, and we're talking huge slabs of ice off the lake, or off the river, or indeed the moat in the terms of a castle that had water defenses, and then you would carry them down into these rooms, and you'd get to a point that there was so much ice down there that it would be able to maintain its temperature for long enough that you'd reach the next winter before all of the ice had melted. You would have incredibly low temperatures in that room. You, of course, also banking on the kind of dual effect of insulation. You insulate the wall of your cellar, then it doesn't let the heat in from the outside in the same way that it doesn't let the heat out from the inside. And that is true of low temperatures as well. But we don't have any kind of active method of cooling the room as with ice, but should that be added, then having these little alcoves around the place will allow me to put down some specific ice storage that would hopefully help out there. So we'll see how the game develops in that regard. But there we go, we've got all of these set up now, so I just need to copy things over. I do really wish that they had a means to copy things over, but this is good enough, I suppose. It doesn't take you too long, unless you've built an inordinate amount of new workstations. You should be okay. Oh, that was wrong there. There we go. Just make sure everything is in the right place. Do until on all 3, and 50 for all 3 as well. And then finally, no wood, just sticks or coal, whichever is more available. But that will hopefully allow us to have a very, very large amount of brewing going on down there. Now, it looks like the cellar is getting to the point that we will be able to place in the next support beam. Fantastic. Let's pop that in there. And with that, we can then dig away. Well, actually, no, sorry, that is in the wrong spot. I need that to be one further over. There we go. And then one there, and that's all of them that we need. Once those are built, I will dig out the little alcoves to the side, and we are also going to need some wicker floors, because as much as the heat simulation doesn't work when you do that, or it makes it a little bit less effective as a cellar, if you didn't have it, your food would rot regardless the temperature. So do be aware of that. You can't get away from it. You're just going to have to kind of manage the inefficiencies wherever possible, but you can't get away from them completely. Right, there we go. Let's finish these off. And that gives us a much larger cellar. Now, I am going to jump the gun a little bit. I'm going to expand out our food storage space significantly. And we're just going to hope that everything is okay with that. That should be all right for now. Now, this gives us some options. One, I would like a way down into the cellar down from here. Now, the problem with that, and there is a little bit of a problem with it, is that I don't want to allow the heat from this room to go down into the cellar. So, I am going to go ahead and build some limestone block walls. Just on these 2 areas over here. There we go. We'll have a door there leading in, because I would like to have stairs on either side leading down. There we go. We will then be able to have a stairwell going down, a little landing area here for them to go out. Now, realistically, I would like to change these into brick as well, but for the time being, we'll leave it as it is, to try and make the most of the cold storage space. As much as I like the aesthetics of having that all bricked in, because that's realistically what you would do. You wouldn't want it to be, just earth. Not least because earth is porous and it would allow water in. Brick and stone a bit less so, but still it'll work for now, I think. Right. Are settlers still suffering from the cold? Yes, indeed they are. How are we doing with... Well, we've got 2 winter items available. Have we got someone who's sleeping, who's in all apparel? No, and indeed no. Absolutely every single one of you is not. That's kind of annoying, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you 2 to go into winter apparel. Now, where are you, Russell? You're over here. That's fine. Let me allow that item on the ground. And Bicklow. There we go. Let's get that item as well. Oh, let me close this on. There we go. Perfect. Right. If you would please go and put on your new clothes, that would be fantastic. And then you can go hunting. Russell having proper winter clothes was important because Russell does spend a fair bit of time outside. So we've now got down to 11 degrees. I mean, that's actually fine. You're not going to get any chill now. Well, I mean, you're still going to feel cold, but it's going to be a lot easier for you on the whole. But let's keep the leather flowing in, especially now that we've got all of this room downstairs to store all of this. Let's have a look at that. Have they started to fill this up much? Yes, we're seeing a lot more corpses in here. That's brilliant. What I'm not seeing, oh, there we go. I was going to say what I'm not seeing is many lavish meals, and that makes me a little bit sad. But looks like they preempted my concern and are already working on that. That is fantastic. Okay, right. Well, oh, another cold snap. I was going to say, really, is it spring already? But no, another cold snap. That is unfortunate because my next step is to tear down the front of this room. I am really sorry, peeps. Super sorry, in fact. You know what? To that end, let's not go for that straight away. Let's instead build out the floors over here. Let's grab you. Well, actually, I'm going to have the walls as well. All right, let's put up the walls first then. And that way I can build these floors in place. Let's take them all the way out. This is going to be a double door. So let's build that floor across. We could have something in there at some point. I'm not sure what it will be. But we want double doors over there. And the merlons can now go into place as well. There we go, just leading across to the wall there. And at this stage, I think we're going to go with the roof tiles here now. I was tempted to make this taller, but I think we'll go with that for now. In fact, because we now know where those are going to go, I can put in the windows right away. So we'll get rid of you. And over here. And finally there as well. There we are. Let's get in those block windows. Let in a decent amount of light up there. And now that I've done that, I can start placing down the wooden floors. At least around the perimeter. To some extent. Again, there is a limit of effectively 4 tiles out that you can go before it becomes a problem. We are going to need structural supports. That is just a reality that we will absolutely need them down here. So what I would like to do is try and line them up with the cellar areas where I've got the support beams so that the supports themselves are a little bit more a little bit more supportive. And there we go. We have finished the second floor walls, or, well, most of them, for the coming Great Hall. I think we've actually made quite a lot of progress on this now. Visually, there's a lot of progress. And in fact, honestly, I just think this looks amazing right now in the snow. We are coming up towards the end of winter, and just as we're coming up towards it, we've almost got a full collection of winter clothes for everyone, which is kind of ironic. But we've also finished off the brewing area. We haven't put a ceiling on it just yet, but we are definitely getting there. I think we've made an awful lot of progress for today as we see the smokers outside working hard. I am really, really happy with the way this is coming along, and I think the Great Hall, honestly, I was a little bit concerned that it was going to be completely like dwarfed and overshadowed by our craft hall, but I feel that the Great Hall has a lot of potential right now. It's definitely, in terms of the size of the structure, really starting to come along, and I especially like having the brewing area just off to the side. We'll probably have just a regular roof over here, but the Great Hall is, I'm thinking of taking it up at least one more level. Possibly 2, but at least one more, and having a balcony outside with merlons that will allow our defenders to properly protect the colony should attackers be approaching from this direction. Again, the higher up you are, the greater the range of ranged weapons and the greater their accuracy. So that would give us an even greater advantage over our current defenses. Also, I just noticed that we never filled that in, so let me take care of that. Additionally, we finished the temple, and I think as far as progress goes for a single episode, I think we've made plenty with this one. In fact, the temple is one of the nicer places for us right now. Oh, it's warm enough outside now that we should start seeing our botanists planting crops. So that's it. Winter is over. And with that, so is this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed, though, and as ever, if you liked what you saw and you want to see more, do leave a like and or a comment on the video, and I will see about bringing you more progress in the next. But until next time, and as always, from myself and everyone here at Woven Tales, to take care, everyone.